You had Obama make those comments about the subject of aliens.
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in Area 51 unless they hid it from the President of the United States.
I think he was joking when he said there are aliens he's just never seen.
No. Obama is scientifically literate. But if you have the aliens and you don't want the president to know, the president's not going to know.
So do you believe there's intelligent life in the universe?
Well, we have whistleblowers saying we have actual aliens. People have testified we have aliens, that we have alien crash parts, so I don't see why they wouldn't be given the size of the universe.
So the key question I think that people are talking about at this moment in time, because you had Obama make those comments in that interview saying that he was joking. I think he was joking when he said there are aliens he's just never seen.
No. First, A, Obama is scientifically literate. It's A. B, he said, because he's scientifically literate, he said what is scientifically defensible, that there are probably aliens in the universe. Anyone who studied that problem will arrive at that conclusion.
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility unless there's this enormous conspiracy and they hid it from the President of the United States.
That's what he said. But as former President of the United States, and we have sort of alien adjacent culture, it was, oh, that must mean there are aliens in the basement of the White House or somewhere in government custody. They took his statement that, sure, there are aliens out there and turned it onto the U.S. government. And when I heard his comments, that's exactly what any scientifically literate person would say. What people did with that information, he then had to come back and explain. I didn't even think that was necessary, but apparently it was.
And then Trump responded.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
On Air Force One in an interview and said,
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know?
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information.
Trump seemed to stoke the idea that there is aliens. And then from that, shortly after, we had the UFO files announcement.
Sure, great. Bring them out. I love it.
They were going to release the UFO files. And now we find ourselves at a place where the general public is again really, really curious about the subject of aliens. And you see it on the Google Trend data, which I've got in front of me here. You see the up, the down, the up, the down based on what people are talking about. Do you believe there's intelligent life in the universe?
So one of those peaks in May, in part, was because there were files released that week by the Pentagon. And dare I suggest, my book was released in May, on May 12th.
Good timing.
Yeah, it just turned out that way. I decided to jump into the ring, not jump in, put a foot into the ring, more accurately, when I saw these high-ranking whistleblowers come forward in Congress. Sworn testimony. Whistleblowers, former intelligence officers, former military folk. And I said, all right, it's time to jump in, because no longer can you discount the testimony the way you might have done so before with the farmer in the back 40, who saw something and is talking about it, but didn't take a picture of it, all right? All these testimonies that have existed in the past and accounts of UFOs, now when official government people are doing it, then, all right, it's time to take it up a notch. And what do I mean by that? Bring out the alien. If you're saying you got an alien in the shed, in the back 40, just bring it out. And the moment you do that, no one will ever have to ask again, do you believe in aliens? That's the question I've been asked. Do I believe in aliens? No one has ever asked me, do I believe in elephants? Why? Because we've shown elephants, okay? We have elephants. We've seen elephants. So,
but do you think there's intelligent life in the universe?
I don't see why there wouldn't be, given the size of the universe and the age of the universe and the ingredients of the universe. I mean, think about it. The early Earth, life got underway within 100 million years of as early as it possibly could have. That sounds like a long time, and it is, but that's small compared with the timeline of Earth itself, of life on Earth. It's like 5% of the timeline of the Earth. almost as fast as it could possibly happen, the basic ingredients on Earth, which match the basic ingredients of the universe, went from organic molecules to self-replicating life. Whatever our challenges in the lab, Earth didn't seem to have a problem accomplishing it. And so look how quickly that happened. Yes, it would take a long time, much longer, to generate what we're calling intelligent life. But given how many planets are likely in the galaxy, our catalogs now have 6,000 exoplanets in them. And that's just in a tiny little area. That'd be in a little circle, that'd be in a little, if the sun is here, do a little bitty circle around it where we've searched for exoplanets, and we got 6,000 just in that little.
What's an exoplanet?
Exoplanet, planet orbiting another star.
Oh, there's 6,000 in a little.
We've cataloged 6,000. In 1995, what year were you born?
92.
92. So you were 3 years old when we discovered our first exoplanet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And now
Blimey.
we're rising through 6,000. It was banner headlines back then, not today. But if life happened on Earth as swiftly as it did, no one among us who've studied the problem are given reason to doubt that it couldn't happen frequently elsewhere in our galaxy or in the trillion other galaxies in the universe.
This is just the Milky Way galaxy.
This is a version, this is, if you could step out of our Milky Way, it would resemble this greatly.
This is one galaxy, right?
One galaxy containing hundreds of billions of stars. This cloudy thing, you cannot resolve the cloud into the individual stars. Galileo did this. He said, I wonder what that Milky Way is. Is that just a cloud? Took his telescope, put it on the Milky Way, he saw individual stars.
So, aliens. In our galaxy, is that possible? That there's intelligent life in our galaxy?
I have no reason to doubt it.
Really? You think it's, on a balance of probability, you think it's more probable than not?
Oh yeah, just given the size, like I said, given the age, the size, the ingredients, the how quickly life got underway. By the way, when you say intelligent, there's intelligent life on Earth. Like, do you know where we are in brain size?
Relative to
Ranking.
other animals?
Yeah.
Well, we're not the top.
Yeah, we're definitely not the top.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're like fourth.
Okay.
There's the whale, and then the dolphin, and then the porpoise, and then the elephant, and then us. So if aliens came to Earth and they knew that brains are important, we'd be like fourth on their list for who they want to talk to. Just chew on that for a moment. Second, what we were told in school was, but if you take the ratio of the size of your brain to your body weight, we're at the top. Well, that's our ego speaking there. We didn't have the biggest brain, but we want to believe that we're smart. And so is there some math magic we can perform on brain size to put us back at the top of that list? Yes, ratio the size of your brain to the mass of your brain to the mass of your body, then we're at the top. However, what they didn't say is that, no, we're not at the top of that list. We're only at the top of that list among mammals. There are mid-sized birds, like the magpie and the parrots, where the ratio of their brain size to their body weight is greater than that of humans. So look at the efforts we put in to just distinguish ourselves from all these other animals. And it's quite the exercise in ego stoking. You want to think you're special in the tree of life. There are birds that fly and we can't fly. Newts can regenerate their limbs and we can't do that. And so badly do we want to, especially with military veterans, right? With missing limbs and things. You want to regenerate that. We can't do, newts can do that. Crustaceans can do that. We can't do that. So, might an alien consider whales to be intelligent? Probably. But we add extra elements to this. Do you have technology? The whale is not building telescopes, but we are. The whale doesn't, have art, but we do. All right? So we are a thing. We have what we call civilization. So if you want to ask, are there intelligent aliens that have civilization? That's yet another layer of that question. Is there intelligent life in the universe? Then you can ask, is there intelligent life that has civilization that has technology? Because the Roman Empire, they didn't know anything about electricity or computers or AI or anything. And if aliens were sending them radio signals, they're not sending radio signals back. So the operational definition of intelligence might include your ability to communicate across space, or your ability to build a spaceship, to move. The Romans were not building spaceships. So would they count as intelligence if that was an alien species somewhere else in the galaxy?
But is it plausible that there is intelligent life in this universe that hasn't got the capability of visiting Earth?
Yeah, sure, why not? Sure. That's probably the standard.
How far can we gone?
That's a great question. The fastest spaceship ever launched was the New Horizons mission to Pluto. And one thing in space exploration, there's an unwritten rule. However you design the spacecraft, make sure it gets to your destination before you get old and die. So, this spacecraft that went to Pluto was on the most powerful rockets available, and they made the payload as light as possible so it could accelerate. And so it got to Pluto quickly. If you instead took that and directed it to the nearest star, the Alpha Centauri system, instead of going to Pluto, at those speeds, direct to the nearest star, take you 50,000 years to get there.
50,000 years?
The nearest star.
To Earth?
Yes, to the sun.
And how many stars did you say there was again?
Well, 100 billion, hundreds of billions.
And the nearest one would take 50,000 years?
50,000 years to reach.
Gosh.
Because space is empty. Right. So, maybe there are intelligent aliens out there, but space travel's too hard, so they haven't come to visit us. This is one of the hypotheses, because if aliens are everywhere, well, then where are they? I think they came to Earth and they saw all of our debris orbiting the Earth. There's a lot of space debris. And they said, I'm not coming, I'm not going to risk my life. They just passed us by looking for another planet.
I've wondered about this space debris thing because it seems that every
It's
nation...
bad. It's worse than you think.
But what I was going to say is every nation now seems to be racing to throw tens of thousands of pieces of metal, satellites, into our orbit. The UFO files, I'm presuming you've seen all the footage that's been released.
Well, most of it, there's a redundancy after a certain point.
I mean, it's this kind of stuff where they're showing objects flying through space.
Typically, it's monochromatic and very low resolution, as this is. That's correct.
Was any of it compelling to you?
No, it's something that we don't know what it is. Let's back up. Even UFO enthusiasts of the most severe kind would agree that most sightings of what we call UFOs have natural explanations. That you just didn't know what you were looking at, and then you figure it out later. Is it a cloud formation? Is it lightning? Is it twilight conditions? Sure. But then there's some that no one knows how to explain. I don't have a problem with that. There's some that are sort of interesting. I like the Tic Tac. Tic Tac is fun.
Oh yeah, the Tic Tac.
The famous Tic Tac.
What's interesting about that?
Well, because I don't know what it is. I'm a scientist. We are attracted to things that we don't know or understand. Attracted to them. It's cool. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, and you can see it move in one of the frames, and you can see it sort of gimbal in one of the frames. So, let's see, it's coming up in just a second. And of course, it's combined with the statements of the pilots, how shocked they are and how surprised. There it is. That's kind of fun. It looks like one of the alien spacecraft that Steven Spielberg showed in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. But that's not what intrigues me. What intrigues me is we have whistleblowers saying we have actual aliens. So, give me the actual alien.
Do you think if we did, we would tell the public?
People have testified we have aliens, that we have alien crash parts, that we have reverse engineered alien technology, that we have no end of movies portraying aliens. And somebody says, oh, we're not ready to see an actual alien. Of course we're ready. Hollywood has prepped us for decades for this day. I think it'll be charming. What would surprise me most is if the alien were humanoid. Most Hollywood renderings of aliens are humanoid, with a head, 2 eyes, a nose, mouth, ears. Oh, they're bald. Okay, or they're pointy ears, or but they're still walking, and they still got elbows and fingers and knees and
Like this, or-
and.
I mean, we've got ones like this as well.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a good ET. This looks like the xenomorph, and this one looks like Predator. Okay, so notice, they all have eyes. There's a mouth. There's teeth, because teeth are scary. And this is humanoid. These are humanoid. This is a little more reptilian, I would say. It's definitely vertebrate, but it has a tail. So these are humanoid characters. I would be most surprised if the alien was humanoid.
What would you expect them to be based on the atmosphere of the universe?
I would expect it to just not be humanoid. Most life on Earth is not humanoid. And we have DNA in common with all life on Earth. And most life is not human. Oak trees, worms, lobsters, none of those life forms are humanoid. And so here we are, we have, oh, by the way, the xenomorph is not building spaceships. So if this comes to Earth, it's because we brought it here, not because it flew, okay? Based on its conduct. It looks like it just want to be parasitic. E.T. has fingers and, it looks like E.T. can build a spaceship. And this is just a hunting mission with the alien. Notice that its eyes are even the same separation of our eyes. So there's an actor in this costume, and the actor is human. That's really what this comes down to. Yeah, that's good photos you got here. Oh, hey! So in the book, I didn't come up with these, I stumbled on the fact that people who care about sightings, not UFO sightings, alien sightings, people who've said they've seen aliens. By the way, like I said, that whole exercise didn't reach the fever pitch until you had whistleblowers saying they've met aliens under oath in Congress, and not the drunkards coming out of the bar at 2 a.m. Okay. So they divide into archetypes. So little green men, that's, we had a lot of those back in the 50s and 60s. And of course, the fact that we would even use the adjective men meant they're humanoid. Okay, little green men. So that's one variety. Another one, what do we have here? This one is much more common today. The grays, okay, the gray alien color. These also tend to be bald. So these are the two most common. And then there are others, Arcturians, they're from the star Arcturus, Lyrians from the constellation Lyrae, the harp in the sky.
We'll put these on the screen for anybody.
Sirius is aliens from the star system Sirius. So in my book, there's a dozen of them. Oh, the tall whites. Oh, insectoids, this is a good one. I love this one because we hate insects. I can't speak for everyone. Insects are ugly to most humans, right? So if you have a creature that resembles an insect, you don't want to become friends with it.
If you listen to people that have done DMT, they often...
DMT, yeah.
They often cite seeing or meeting these types of...
Yeah, and the commonality of that is intriguing, rather than jump to a conclusion that they're all having some common interdimensional experience. It's easier for me to think that they all have human brains and the chemical is exciting the same part of each one of their brains, and thereby sharing in some experience that, and plus people, I don't know if they've done this across cultures. The English-speaking cultures have reported many more alien sightings than other cultures. Vastly more sightings, which is a little weird. So either aliens just like visiting English-speaking countries, or we just know better how to report what we see, which is probably what it is. But you go to other countries, they don't have this alien fixation.
I have your book in front of me here. It's, by the way, it's beautiful, and the title is great. It's called Take Me to Your Leader, Perspectives on Your First Alien Encounter. If you've ever wondered why there are so many UFO sightings, whether aliens might already be amongst us, Tyson offers an informed perspective that is both factual and fun. Take Me to Your Leader is a tantalizing exploration of what would be the most mind-blowing experience of your life. The book for anyone who has ever wondered, as we all do now, are we alone? Thank you so much. I'm going to link this book below. Anybody that's into the subject matter of aliens and wants to wonder and have some fun.
And if I can give you just my favorite example from the book, on the chapter Alien to Us, there's Alien to Us and Alien to Them, whole chapters, right? Like little things like, let's say you befriend the alien and then you say, excuse me, I have to lay down horizontally and go semi-comatose for 1/3 of Earth's rotation. They'll look at you and say, what? What? You guys don't sleep? What sleep? I mean, it could be that. But be ready that things we take for granted might not be obvious to an alien. And another one, if the alien has some appendage, right? Don't just reach and grab it and shake it. You don't know what part of the alien that is. And maybe you don't want to find out after you just shook it. And shaking hands is not even Earth-wide. In Asia, shaking hands is not as common as it is in the West. So don't take your own, one of the biggest lessons there is don't take your own assumptions and apply it to the alien. And in the Alien to Them chapter, is a fast one, and then we can wrap. Just imagine they landed in Los Angeles, okay? And they're in the median of the 405, right? And they're just looking around. I'm certain they would conclude that the dominant life form on Earth was the automobile. Because there they are just doing things. And then they'd see like a car hauler go by. And they'd say, that one's pregnant. They would see cars inside. If there's an accident, other automobiles come up to take it away and repair it. These automobiles go up to fast food establishments, and people don't get out of their car to go in. They stay in their car, wait in line, in a slow line to get fast food handed to them through a window, and then they eat it in the car. So the aliens would say, okay, the life form is the car, and the squishy things inside, that must be the squishy middle of this life form. What this book tries to do is recast all of your assumptions about what an alien would think of us and about what we would think of an alien. And I try to have fun doing it along the way. So that's all. Thank you for bringing it up.